As we embark on this journey into one of history's most profound philosophical texts, let's set the stage. Picture a dark, underground cave. It's not an ordinary cave, but a metaphorical one, conjured by the ancient Greek philosopher, Plato. Inside this cave, there are prisoners who have been there since birth. Their legs and necks are chained, fixing their gazes on a wall in front of them. They cannot look to the side, nor behind. Their world is but the shadows cast on this wall. These shadows are created by objects that pass before a burning fire situated behind the prisoners. Between the prisoners and the fire is a raised walkway, where people carry various objects, casting shadows that dance on the wall. To the prisoners, these shadows are not mere reflections. They are the only reality they have ever known. They name them, talk about them, and ascribe meanings to them. Now, imagine one prisoner being freed. At first, the light from the fire would be blinding, painful even. His initial instinct might be to turn away and return to the familiar darkness. But curiosity pushes him forward. As his eyes adjust, he begins to see the objects that cast the shadows and realizes that his reality has been but an illusion. The journey doesn't end here. Our brave soul is compelled to venture outside the cave. Here, the brightness of the sun, representing the ultimate truth and source of all knowledge, is overwhelming. It's a stark contrast to the dim firelight of the cave. But with time, he understands the world in its true form: trees, rivers, animals, and the warmth of the sun. He then recalls his fellow prisoners still trapped in the cave. They remain in the dark, interpreting the world based on mere illusions. With newfound knowledge, the freed prisoner feels compelled to return and enlighten them. But here lies the tragedy. Upon his return, instead of being hailed as a liberator, he's seen as a madman. The prisoners mock him, for his tales of the real world are alien and incomprehensible. They cling to their shadows, for that's all they've ever known. Plato's Allegory delves deep into the nature of reality, perception, and enlightenment. What we perceive as reality is often a mere shadow of the truth. The cave symbolizes the world as the majority of humans perceive it, a limited understanding, confined by our senses and experiences. The journey from the cave to the sunlit world outside is a metaphor for intellectual and spiritual enlightenment. Just as the prisoner moves from darkness to light, we too can journey from ignorance to knowledge, from illusion to truth. But there's also a somber message about the challenges faced by those who seek and impart knowledge. The freed prisoner's ridicule on his return to the cave serves as a poignant reminder of society's often resistant attitude towards change and enlightenment. Through this allegory, Plato questions, are we all prisoners in a cave, mistaking shadows for reality? How often do we cling to our beliefs and perceptions, even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary? And, importantly, what is the cost of enlightenment, both personal and societal? While penned thousands of years ago, the allegory of the cave remains startlingly relevant. Today, in an age of information and misinformation, where fact and fiction blur seamlessly, Plato's vision compels us to question, seek, and challenge our perceptions. It pushes us to not be content with the shadows on the wall, but to turn around, face the blinding light, and pursue the truth. As we conclude, let's ponder on Plato's message. The path to enlightenment is arduous, fraught with challenges and often lonely. But the pursuit of knowledge, understanding, and truth is a journey worth embarking on. For in understanding the world as it truly is, we not only free ourselves from the chains of ignorance, but also illuminate the path for others to follow.